Hi again. It was quite a week for me this past week because it was the last week of work for me for a bit because I work at a school, which I've talked about a bit in my last video and some of my other videos. And also just because I was experiencing some really scary health issues that I almost went to the hospital for on multiple occasions. Basically, it was symptoms kind of like hypertension or hypotension. I was having headaches and like even in like weird spots, like in the upper back of my neck behind my ear. I was feeling lightheaded and dizzy and disoriented, and I was having tightness in my chest, chest pains, pains in other random areas too. Like my arms and legs had pains in them, and at times my left arm and left hand felt like they were like really numb or weak. My right eye was twitching from time to time, and I'm probably forgetting something, or I think I'm forgetting something because there was a lot of things that I was experiencing. It's not like I just kind of thought that I was experiencing hypertension or hypotension immediately. I figured that out after I looked up all the things that I was experiencing at the time. And it was like it kind of like came in waves. It never like completely went away. Um, but it was definitely like not as intense the entire time. It was very scary. And it was really difficult too because of this being the last week of school, and the last little bit of time I'll get to spend with the kids that I worked with all year, and not wanting to miss their end of the year stuff, like their little graduation and everything. So I just kind of pushed through it, and I did make it through it, and I do feel mostly okay today, almost completely okay, I would say. Which is the first all this week, because even yesterday I was having issues still, and I had initially started to wonder if it was because of the medications I was taking, because apparently that is a side effect. I also wondered if it was, like a blood clot or something, um, which is scary because with the hormones, that is an increased risk, at least when you're taking it orally. Uh, and I even thought that it was that combined with medication, the dutasteride, but I'm really happy and relieved to say that I don't think that's the case because, I mean, I've taken them again today and no issues whatsoever, except for around the very beginning of the day. I was gradually taking things out of my daily rotation of like supplements and things that I take each day. Like I had taken out the fenugreek seed, I had taken out magnesium, vitamin D, probiotic supplement gummies for the gastrointestinal issues. I had taken out biotin. I think biotin was one of the first ones that I had taken out because I read that it can interfere with tests for thyroid readings and even I think for like blood pressure sort of stuff. So I took that out as one of the first things, and I didn't really notice an improvement, particularly from those things. It was strangely kind of the days that it was not as bad kind of coincided with the days that I didn't take dutasteride because I take it every other day, and that's part of what made me start to suspect that that might be the culprit. And I was kind of upset about that because I was like, what am I going to take if I'm not taking that? I thought that maybe I could switch to finasteride, or I didn't I didn't really know. other than that. But I had also read that finasteride can have like some of the same side effects, including the heart ones or the blood pressure ones that dutasteride has. So it didn't really seem like a good solution, and I didn't want to have to lose the progress I was making on that. So I I just kept going with things. I kept taking the medication when I was supposed to, including today, where I didn't have any issues. Uh, and yeah, I guess things eventually worked out. Uh, I did change my diet a couple weeks back, and that could be part of it. I switched to having oatmeal with cinnamon and applesauce in it for breakfast because I needed something that was going to not give me GI issues again. And I was actually having good results from having that. And I don't know if that's the case or if that's what was the problem either. But I didn't have it today for the first time in like a couple weeks now, or a few weeks now. And I didn't have issues, so maybe that's the problem. It can also cause like bloating and gas, and I mean, maybe that was related to it. I don't know. I was having like, I mean, I don't like to talk about it, but I'll be honest, I was having a lot of gas come up through my chest. And that did kind of coincide with at least the tightness of my chest and the chest pains. So um, that's why I thought to maybe try not having the oatmeal today. Uh, Other than that, I feel okay, I guess. I'll wrap this part of the video up and talk about the end of the year stuff, I guess. That was, it was something. This was a really difficult year for me compared to the previous 2 years. Uh, there was a lot of kids who didn't really like to listen, and they would kind of fight with each other and scream and throw fits, and just it was really difficult to get them to cooperate. And I don't like to yell, and I don't yell, and I don't like to punish, um, even though I did have to like take away playtime sometimes. I it was really a struggle for me to like have to kind of try to keep after them all the time and ask them nicely not to do things and to do the right thing, and just have it not work out. And just it was really stressful having to manage them as a group. Not everybody, but a lot of them. And I don't know. Despite all of that, I still really cared about them, and they showed me a lot of love, and I was really grateful for it all. And it was really hard to have to see it all end, even though I had been kind of wanting to just not have to do it and to like have a break because of how stressful it was for me, both because of the way that things were and also just because it's hard for me to be out there and be social and have to go do the same thing every day. Um, I do still struggle with that, but I didn't I didn't really want to say goodbye when it came time to, and it was very hard for me, especially with all the love that they were showing me and the sweet things that they said and did that are honestly priceless and just make me see even myself differently, because I'm very critical of myself even still, and it's hard not to be for me, even though I'm working on it. The video is almost over. There's almost no time left, but yeah, I would have liked to have talked about this more, but I definitely cried on the way home on the last day. So I don't know. I guess I should have planned things out better for this video so I could have talked about it more. But thank you to anybody who's watching. I really appreciate it. And I guess I hope you take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.